Made a lot of progress in terms of the turnout of SAA. So we've worked a lot on revenue and network pillar of our strategy. That's where we saw gross profit margins improving in the domestic and regional market, and we improved certain routes in the international market, but a lot more still needs to be done to improve gross profit margins. But also, we have taken hard decision on costs. We have changed supply chain management policy, and there are certain cost pools that we have raided, or procurement pools we have raided, and we're starting to see benefits. I think about 299 million rands of savings have already been realized this year, and it's still just the start of the work that we're doing. Lots of progress has been achieved, but I must confess there's a lot more still to be done. We have looked at SAA structure. We have looked at it, we realize that SAA is organized almost like a domestic business today that happens to have a few offshoots of presence in other areas, whether it's in New York or Frankfurt or London. So we have evolved into a new operating model that will bring in greater profit and loss accountability and make sure that we can break down the silos. That model includes setting up SAA into 3 business units: domestic, regional, international, and all integrated on a center of excellence, supported by a center of expertise and excellence. So we have gone through the first phase of working through the structure. Now we're going to get to a point where we do placement and then start progressing with the rest of the organization. The big thing around the developmental state is that people tend to think that addressing developmental objectives necessarily mean you must do that at a loss. Our view is that every business has got a developmental agenda, whether it's corporate social responsibility or helping the economy to grow, but that must be done within a profitability construct. Our take is that when there is a requirement to do certain things, the shareholder is not necessarily saying do it at all costs. We as management have to find ways of doing those things in a financially sustainable construct. One of the key things that's important is how we address the cost base of SAA. Because if the cost base remains as high as it is today, therefore the market becomes a lot more smaller. Many people in business would know that if your cost base is high, your opportunities become a lot less, and by lowering your cost base, many business cases become positive, and you can start operating in a number of routes that today would not be viable for SAA to operate. So it's a combination of commercial execution, focused implementation of cost containment or restructuring of the costs, so that there could be less conversation about developmental mandates by just saying, what can we do profitable that helps the economy grow? At the beginning of 2018, we presented a corporate plan that talks about break-even in 2021, and we're executing on that plan. But of course, the corporate plan assumes certain things. For example, funding, dealing with the old debt, but also addressing the working capital requirements until you break even to a break-even point. So it's a combination of both debt and funding financing that is important. So Dion and I have been working on this for the past couple of months, making sure that all of us, we bring lenders back into SAA, and I'm glad to say lenders are open to talking to us. And of course, it's going to be a combination of the board, the shareholder, and the lenders finding the right capital structure and financial construct for SAA. So that's where we are in terms of funding, and I think there's great progress we've made over the past couple of months.